Welcome back to Top Liberty Coins. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of Liberty coins, especially the mysterious and highly talked about 1973 Liberty coin and its astonishing market value that has shocked collectors across the globe. Let's begin with a powerful idea. Not every coin is just money. Some coins are history. Some are art. And a rare few are life-changing assets. Liberty coins fall into that rare category where design, rarity, condition, and history combine to create unbelievable value. The Liberty design itself is one of the most iconic symbols ever used on coins. The image of Lady Liberty represents freedom, strength, and hope. Over decades, this design has appeared in different forms across multiple coins, making it one of the most beloved visuals among collectors. From flowing hair to seated Liberty, from standing Liberty to modern interpretations, every variation tells its own story. Now let's focus on the year 1973, a year that might seem ordinary to many people, but in the coin collecting world, it holds secrets. Most people think coins from the 1970s are too modern to be valuable. That is where the biggest mistake happens. Because rarity is not always about age. It is about mistakes, limited production, condition, and demand. The 1973 Liberty-related coins, especially those connected to special mint sets, proof strikes, or rare mint errors, can reach extremely high values. While a regular circulated coin from that year might be worth only its face value, a rare variation in perfect condition can sell for thousands or even more. And in extreme cases, when multiple rare factors combine, values can skyrocket into unbelievable territory. Now imagine a coin that has a rare minting error. Maybe the strike was slightly off. Maybe the metal composition was unusual. Maybe it was part of a very limited batch. These small differences can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. And when collectors compete, prices explode. The coin market today is not what it used to be. It has become a global arena where collectors, investors, and enthusiasts are constantly searching for hidden gems. Online auctions, private sales, and grading companies have created a system where the smallest detail can change a coin's value dramatically. Condition plays a massive role. A coin graded in near-perfect condition can be worth hundreds of times more than the same coin in average condition. Tiny scratches, wear marks, or fading can reduce value, while a flawless surface can push it to record-breaking levels. Now think about this number. $787,976.48. That kind of value attached to a single coin sounds unbelievable. But in the world of rare coins, such numbers are not fantasy. They are reality driven by demand, rarity, and history. Why would someone pay that much for a coin? The answer lies in scarcity and prestige. Owning a rare coin is like owning a piece of history that very few people in the world can possess. It becomes more than money. It becomes identity, status, and investment. Another important factor is grading. Professional grading companies examine coins under strict standards and assign them a grade. This grade becomes a universal language in the coin market. A high-grade coin instantly attracts attention and trust, which increases its market value. Collectors also look for proof coins. These are specially made coins with sharp details and mirror-like finishes. Proof coins from certain years can be extremely valuable, especially if they are rare or have unique features. Let's talk about errors again because this is where things get exciting. Double strikes, off-center strikes, missing details, or wrong metal usage can turn a coin into a one-of-a-kind piece. And when something is one-of-a-kind, the price has no limit. It becomes whatever a collector is willing to pay. The market for Liberty coins continues to grow. New collectors enter every day, and experienced collectors keep searching for upgrades. This constant demand keeps pushing prices higher, especially for rare pieces. One more important point is storage and preservation. Coins that are properly stored away from moisture, air, and damage retain their quality over time. That is why sometimes coins discovered in old collections or bank vaults suddenly appear in perfect condition and shock the market with their value. Now imagine you have an old coin lying somewhere at home. Maybe in a drawer, maybe in a box, maybe passed down from family. What if that coin is not ordinary? What if it is one of those rare pieces waiting to be discovered? That is the magic of coin collecting. It turns everyday objects into potential treasures. It connects people to history. It rewards patience, knowledge, and curiosity. The story of Liberty coins is not just about money. It is about legacy. It is about how something small can carry massive importance. It is about how history hides in plain sight, waiting for someone to recognize its true worth. As the coin market continues to evolve, values will keep changing. Some coins will rise, some will fall, but rare Liberty coins with unique features will always remain in demand. So the next time you see an old coin, do not ignore it. Look closely. Check the year. Examine the details. Because you never know, you might be holding something extraordinary, and that is what makes this journey so exciting. The possibility that treasure is closer than we think. Welcome to the world of coins, where history meets value, and small pieces of metal can tell stories worth a fortune. Today we're diving deep into something that has fascinated collectors, investors, and everyday people alike. A coin that might be sitting quietly in your pocket, your drawer, or even an old forgotten box but could be worth a surprising amount of money. Imagine holding a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but carries decades of history, a unique story, and in rare cases a value that can reach into the thousands or even more. That's exactly what makes Liberty coins so special. These coins are not just pieces of metal, they are symbols of freedom, art, and American heritage. Now let's talk about one specific coin that has been creating curiosity among collectors: the 1974 D Liberty coin. The D mint mark tells us that this coin was produced in Denver, one of the major minting locations in the United States. Millions of coins were made that year, but here's where things get interesting. Not all of them are the same. Some of these coins have unique features that make them extremely valuable. Small differences that most people would ignore can turn a simple coin into a collector's dream. Things like minting errors, unusual markings, double strikes, off-center designs, or even the condition of the coin can dramatically increase its value. Let's step back for a moment and understand the history behind Liberty coins. The image of Liberty has been used on American coins for generations. It represents freedom, hope, and the spirit of independence. Over the years, different designs of Liberty have appeared on coins, each one reflecting the artistic style and values of its time. By 1974, coin production had become more industrial, but that doesn't mean mistakes stopped happening. In fact, some of the most valuable coins in the world exist because of tiny errors made during production. These errors make each coin unique, almost like a fingerprint. Now think about the number you saw earlier, a coin valued at something like $787,976.47. That sounds unbelievable, right? But in the world of rare coins, it's not impossible. While not every 1974 D coin is worth that much, certain rare variations or perfectly preserved examples can reach extremely high prices at auctions. Condition plays a massive role here. A coin that looks shiny, untouched, and free from scratches is far more valuable than one that has been heavily used. Collectors use grading systems to determine the condition. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins that are graded near perfect are incredibly rare and highly sought after. Another important factor is rarity. Even though millions of coins were made in 1974, only a tiny percentage might have the specific features that collectors are looking for. That's what drives the price up: demand and limited supply. There are also stories of people finding valuable coins in everyday places. Someone checking their change, someone cleaning out an old drawer, or even someone inheriting a collection from a relative. These discoveries turn ordinary moments into life-changing experiences. Let's talk about what you should look for if you have a 1974 D coin. First, check the mint mark under the year. Make sure it has the letter D. Then look closely at the details of the design. Are the lines sharp and clear or worn out? Check for any unusual features like doubling in the letters or numbers. Look at the edges and the overall shine. Even small differences can matter. A coin that seems slightly off could actually be very valuable. That's why collectors often use magnifying tools to examine coins closely. now here's something many people don't realize: cleaning your coin can actually reduce its value. Yes, that's right. While it might seem like a good idea to make your coin look shiny, collectors prefer coins in their original condition. Cleaning can remove important details and lower the value significantly. The market for coins is always changing. Prices go up and down depending on demand, trends, and new discoveries. A coin that might be worth a small amount today could become much more valuable in the future. That's why many collectors hold on to their coins as long-term investments. Another interesting aspect is auctions. Rare coins are often sold at auctions where collectors from around the world compete to buy them. This competition can drive prices incredibly high, especially for coins that are in excellent condition or have unique features. The 1974 Liberty coin may not seem extraordinary at first, but hidden within those millions of coins could be rare gems waiting to be discovered. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting: the possibility that something small and overlooked could turn into something incredibly valuable. Imagine the thrill of finding a rare coin in your own collection. The excitement of realizing that what you thought was ordinary is actually extraordinary. That feeling is what keeps collectors searching, learning, and exploring. If you're new to coin collecting, this is a great place to start. Begin by checking your coins, learning about mint marks, understanding grading, and paying attention to details. The more you learn, the better your chances of spotting something valuable. And remember, it's not just about the money. Coins carry stories. They connect us to history. They remind us of the past while giving us opportunities in the present. So next time you come across a coin, don't ignore it, take a closer look. It might just be one of those rare pieces that collectors are searching for. And who knows, it could change everything. Stay tuned to Coins for more hidden treasures, rare discoveries, and exciting stories from the world of coin collecting. Today we dive deep into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood pieces in the world of numismatics, the Liberty coin. This is not just a coin, this is a story of power, freedom, mystery, and in some rare cases, unbelievable value reaching hundreds of thousands or even close to $1 million. Imagine holding a small piece of metal in your hand, something that looks ordinary at first glance, but carries decades of history and, if you are lucky, an incredible fortune. The Liberty design has appeared on many American coins over the years, and each variation tells its own story. From the elegant flowing hair of early designs to the bold and confident profile seen in later years, Liberty has always symbolized independence and strength. Now let's talk about the year that has caught the attention of collectors worldwide, 1977. At first, you might think a coin from 1977 is nothing special. After all, it's not ancient, it's not from the 1800s, and millions were minted. But here is where things get interesting. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is not always about age. It's about errors, condition, and unique characteristics that make a coin stand out from millions of others. A 1977 Liberty-related coin, depending on type, condition, and mint errors, can range from a few cents to thousands of dollars. But in extremely rare cases, coins with unique minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or perfect uncirculated condition have been known to reach astonishing values. When collectors talk about coins worth hundreds of thousands, they are referring to these ultra-rare variations that only a handful of people in the world may ever own. Think about that for a moment. Somewhere, someone might have a coin sitting in a drawer, completely unaware that it could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. That is the magic of coin collecting. It turns everyday objects into hidden treasures. The Liberty design itself dates back to some of the earliest days of American coinage. It represents freedom, hope, and the spirit of a nation. Over time, the design evolved, but the message remained the same. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history, emotion, and a connection to the past. Now let's explore why certain Liberty coins can reach extremely high values, like the numbers we sometimes hear, values that seem almost unbelievable. The truth is, these prices are not random. They are driven by a combination of rarity, demand, historical significance, and condition. Condition is everything. A coin that looks brand new, with sharp details and no scratches, can be worth many times more than the same coin that has been worn down through years of circulation. Professional grading services evaluate coins and assign them a grade. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Then there are mint errors. These are mistakes made during the production process. While mistakes are usually undesirable, in coin collecting they can be incredibly valuable. A small misalignment, a doubled image, or a missing detail can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Another important factor is the mint mark. Coins produced at different mints can have different values. Some mints produced fewer coins, making those versions rarer and more desirable. When we talk about extremely high values like hundreds of thousands of dollars, we are usually talking about coins that combine all these factors: rarity, perfect condition, and unique features. These coins are often sold at auctions where collectors compete to own a piece of history. But here's the exciting part. You don't need to be a millionaire to start. Anyone can begin by checking their own coins. Look closely at your collection, your old jars, even coins passed down from family. Pay attention to details. Dates, mint marks, unusual features. You never know what you might find. The 1977 coins are especially interesting because they are modern enough to be common, yet old enough to have developed rare variations. This makes them a perfect starting point for beginners and an exciting hunt for experienced collectors. There are stories of people discovering rare coins in the most unexpected places. Coins found in pocket change, garage sales, or inherited collections that turned out to be worth thousands. These stories are real, and they continue to inspire new collectors every day. The world of Liberty coins is vast and full of surprises. Each coin has its own journey, from the moment it was minted to the hands it has passed through over the years. When you hold a Liberty coin, you are holding a piece of that journey. As the market continues to grow, interest in rare coins is increasing. More collectors are entering the field, and demand for unique pieces is rising. This means that coins that are rare today could become even more valuable in the future. So what should you do next? Start learning. Start observing. Train your eye to notice details. Join communities, watch videos, read guides, and most importantly, stay curious. The more you learn, the better your chances of finding something truly special. Remember, not every coin will make you rich, but every coin has a story. And sometimes, that story comes with a price tag that can change your life. Stay with Coins, where we uncover hidden treasures, reveal secrets of the past, and help you discover the true value of what you already have. Because the next valuable coin might already be in your pocket. Today we're diving deep into a coin that most people have seen, many have ignored, and a few lucky collectors have turned into serious money. We're talking about the famous 1982 Lincoln cent, a coin surrounded by mystery, variations, and shocking market values that can reach into astonishing numbers. Imagine holding a simple penny in your hand. It looks ordinary, maybe even worthless at first glance. But what if that tiny piece of copper or zinc could actually be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars? That's exactly what makes the 1982 coin so exciting. It's not just a coin, it's a story of transition, rarity, and hidden fortune. Back in 1982, the United States Mint made a major change. Due to rising copper prices, they shifted from producing pennies made mostly of copper to pennies made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. This change created multiple varieties of the 1982 penny, making it one of the most complex and fascinating years in coin history. There are actually several types of 1982 pennies. Some are made of copper, some are zinc. Some have large dates, some have small dates. And among all of these variations, one stands out as incredibly rare and valuable. That is the 1982 small date copper penny. Now here's where things get interesting. Officially, the Denver Mint was not supposed to produce small date pennies in copper. But somehow, a few of these coins were struck, possibly by mistake. These coins slipped into circulation unnoticed, blending in with millions of ordinary pennies. For years, people didn't even realize this rare variety existed. It wasn't until collectors started carefully studying weight differences and design details that the truth came out. The copper version weighs about 3.11 grams, while the zinc version weighs around 2.5 grams. That small difference became the key to unlocking a hidden treasure. Think about that for a second. A simple scale, a careful eye, and suddenly a 1-cent coin could turn into something worth thousands or more. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. It's like a real-life treasure hunt happening right in your pocket. When it comes to market value, the numbers can be shocking. Ordinary 1982D pennies are worth just 1 cent. But the rare 1982D small date copper penny has sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Some estimates and speculative discussions even push extreme valuations into the hundreds of thousands depending on condition, rarity confirmation, and collector demand. Condition plays a massive role. A coin in average circulated condition might not attract much attention. But a coin in mint state, with sharp details, no wear, and original luster, can skyrocket in value. Professional grading can push the price even higher, especially if the coin is confirmed as one of the rare varieties. The story doesn't stop at rarity. There's also the excitement of discovery. Many of these coins could still be out there, hidden in old jars, forgotten in drawers, or mixed in with everyday change. That means anyone, anywhere, could potentially find one. This is why collectors and enthusiasts constantly check their coins. Every penny becomes a possibility. Every date and mint mark becomes a clue. And the 1982D penny remains one of the most searched and talked about coins in modern collecting. Let's talk about how to identify it. First, check the date carefully. Look at the shape of the numbers. The small date has a distinct appearance compared to the large date. Next, look for the D mint mark, which indicates it was produced in Denver. Then comes the most important step, weighing the coin. If it weighs around 3.11 grams, you might be holding something extraordinary, but remember, authentication is crucial. Many people mistake similar coins for rare ones. Getting your coin verified by experts can make all the difference. A confirmed rare coin can change your financial situation overnight. The history behind this coin adds even more value. It represents a turning point in U.S. coinage. A moment when economic pressures forced a change in materials. And within that transition, a rare error or variation was created, making history in the process. Collectors love coins with stories. And this coin has one of the best stories out there. It's about change, mistakes, rarity, and discovery. It's about how something so small can carry so much importance. There are even stories of people finding valuable coins in the most unexpected places. Garage sales, old collections, inherited boxes, even loose change from stores. These stories keep the excitement alive and inspire new collectors every day. The market for rare coins continues to grow. As more people become interested in collecting, demand increases. And when demand rises for a coin with extremely limited supply, prices can reach incredible levels. Some collectors see coins not just as hobbies, but as investments. Rare coins can hold value over time and sometimes even increase significantly. The 1982D small date copper penny is a perfect example of this potential. Imagine telling someone that a single penny could be worth more than a luxury car. It sounds unbelievable, but in the world of coin collecting, it's very real. So the next time you come across a penny, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Check the date. Look for the mint mark. Weigh it if you can. Because you never know, you might be holding a hidden treasure. This is what makes coin collecting so powerful. It turns everyday objects into opportunities. It transforms curiosity into discovery. And sometimes, it turns a simple coin into life-changing money. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep exploring the world of coins. Because the next big discovery could be just one coin away. Stay tuned to Coins for more incredible stories, hidden treasures, and valuable insights that could change the way you see money forever. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in the world of numismatics, the story, value, and secrets behind Liberty coins, especially focusing on the 1985 era and how some rare pieces today are being valued at astonishing numbers that can reach hundreds of thousands of dollars and beyond. Liberty coins have always held a special place in the hearts of collectors. The image of Lady Liberty is not just a design, it represents freedom, identity, and the spirit of a nation. Over the years, many versions of Liberty coins have been minted, each with its own design, weight, metal composition, and historical importance. Some were produced in large quantities, making them common, while others were struck in limited numbers or contain minting errors that make them incredibly rare. Now let us travel back to 1985. At that time, the global coin market was very different from today. Coin collecting was popular, but the internet had not yet transformed the way collectors buy and sell coins. Many valuable coins were still hidden in drawers, piggy banks, and forgotten collections. The coins minted around that time, especially those connected to Liberty designs or influenced by earlier Liberty styles, started gaining attention slowly. The real magic of coins comes from rarity. Not every 1985 coin is valuable. In fact, most are only worth their face value or slightly more. But there are always exceptions, and those exceptions are what make this topic so exciting. A single coin, if it has a rare mint mark, a unique error, or an unusual condition, can suddenly become worth a fortune. Condition is one of the most important factors in determining a coin's value. A coin that looks shiny, clean, and almost untouched can be worth significantly more than one that is scratched or worn out. Collectors use grading systems to evaluate coins, and even a small difference in grade can lead to a huge difference in price. Another important factor is minting errors. These are mistakes that happen during the production process. Sometimes a coin might be struck off-center, sometimes it might have double images, or even missing details. While mistakes are usually undesirable in most industries, in coin collecting they can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Some Liberty-style coins connected to the 1985 period have been found with rare errors, making them highly sought after. Now let us talk about the market value. When people hear numbers like $787,000 or more, it sounds unbelievable. But in the world of rare coins, it is very real. Certain Liberty-related coins, especially those in perfect condition or with unique characteristics, have reached extremely high auction prices. However, it is very important to understand that these high values apply only to specific rare versions, not to every coin from that year. Collectors are always searching. They examine coins under magnification, study mint marks, compare details, and analyze the smallest features. What looks ordinary to one person might be a hidden treasure to another. This is why knowledge is power in coin collecting. The more you know, the better your chances of finding something valuable. The history behind Liberty coins adds even more depth to their appeal. The concept of liberty has been used in coin designs for centuries, symbolizing freedom and independence. Over time, the artistic styles have changed, but the core idea remains the same. Coins are not just money, they are pieces of history that tell stories about the time they were created. In today's market, the demand for rare coins continues to grow. Online auctions, collector communities, and global interest have made it easier than ever to buy and sell coins. Prices can rise quickly when a rare piece appears, especially if multiple collectors are competing to own it. This competition drives values higher and creates excitement in the market. If you have old coins at home, especially from the 1980s or earlier, it is always worth taking a closer look. Check the date, the mint mark, and the overall condition. You might not find a coin worth hundreds of thousands, but even smaller discoveries can be valuable and rewarding. The journey of coin collecting is not just about money. It is about curiosity, patience, and discovery. Every coin has a story, and sometimes those stories are hidden in the smallest details. The thrill of finding something rare, something that others have overlooked, is what keeps collectors passionate. As we continue exploring the world of Liberty coins, remember that the true value is not always visible at first glance. It requires knowledge, attention, and sometimes a bit of luck. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, there is always something new to learn and discover. So next time you come across an old coin, do not ignore it. Take a moment, examine it closely, and ask yourself what story it might be telling. Because who knows, you might be holding a small piece of history that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often misunderstood treasures in the coin world, the Liberty coin. Not just any Liberty coin, but the ones that collectors whisper about, the ones that sometimes sell for shocking amounts, the ones that could be hiding in plain sight, maybe even in your pocket. Imagine holding a simple coin, something that looks ordinary at first glance. But what if that coin had a story stretching back over a century? What if it had passed through the hands of soldiers, merchants, dreamers, and collectors? And what if that same coin could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars today? That is the magic of Liberty coins. The Liberty design has appeared on many American coins throughout history. It represents freedom, independence, and the spirit of a nation. From the late 1700s all the way into the modern era, Liberty has been featured in different artistic styles, sometimes seated, sometimes walking, sometimes wearing a crown or flowing hair. Each version tells a different story about the time it was created. One of the most iconic versions is the walking Liberty design. This design shows Lady Liberty walking confidently toward the rising sun, draped in the American flag, carrying branches of laurel and oak. It symbolizes hope, strength, and a new beginning. Even today, many people consider it one of the most beautiful coin designs ever made. Now let's talk about something that excites collectors the most: value. Not every Liberty coin is worth a fortune. But some are incredibly rare, and rarity is what drives price. Coins become valuable for several reasons: limited mintage, historical importance, minting errors, and condition. Condition is extremely important. A coin that looks almost new, with sharp details and no wear, can be worth many times more than the same coin that is worn down. Collectors use grading systems to measure this, and even small differences in grade can mean huge differences in price. Now here's where things get interesting. You mentioned 1987. Most people think older coins are always more valuable, but that is not always true. Some modern coins can be valuable too, especially if they have errors or were produced in limited quantities. While standard 1987 coins are usually common, there are rare variations and special cases where certain coins from that year can become collectible. Sometimes a tiny mistake at the mint, like a double strike, off-center design, or missing detail, can turn an ordinary coin into a rare treasure. These errors are not supposed to happen, which is exactly why collectors love them. There are stories of people finding valuable coins in everyday places, in old jars, inherited collections, or even pocket change. Imagine discovering a coin that looks normal but turns out to be worth thousands. It happens more often than you think. Now let's talk about the high-end market. Some Liberty coins have sold for unbelievable prices. Rare dates, especially from the 1800s, can reach tens of thousands or more. Coins in perfect condition, known as mint state, can break records at auctions. Collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for coins that are both rare and beautifully preserved. The number you mentioned, hundreds of thousands of dollars, may sound unbelievable, but in the coin world, it is very real. Certain rare Liberty coins have reached values in that range, especially when they are unique or nearly perfect. But here is something important to understand: not every coin with a Liberty design is valuable. Many are very common and worth only a small amount above their face value. That is why knowledge is power in coin collecting. Knowing what to look for can make all the difference. So what should you check if you think you have a valuable Liberty coin? First, look at the date. Older coins generally have a higher chance of being valuable. Then check the mint mark, a small letter that shows where the coin was made. Some mint locations produced fewer coins, making them rarer. Next, examine the condition. Are the details sharp? Is there heavy wear? Even small scratches or damage can affect value. And finally, look for errors. Anything unusual, doubled letters, missing elements, off-center designs, could mean you have something special. The world of coin collecting is not just about money. It is about history, discovery, and the thrill of the hunt. Every coin has a journey. Every scratch, every mark, every detail tells a story, and the best part, you don't need to be rich to start. Some of the most valuable collections began with just a single coin. So the next time you see a Liberty coin, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Because you never know, that small piece of metal could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. This is Coins, where small things can have massive value, and history is always in your hands. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in coin collecting, the mysterious world of top Liberty coins, with a special focus on the 1998 D coin and its current market value, history, and why some rare pieces have reached unbelievable prices like $787,976. Now picture this. A simple coin, possibly sitting in someone's drawer for years, maybe even in your own pocket at some point, quietly increasing in value without anyone realizing. That is the magic of rare coins. And when it comes to Liberty coins, especially those with unique mint marks, rare errors, or limited production, the value can skyrocket beyond imagination. The story of Liberty coins begins many years ago when the concept of liberty was chosen as a symbol of freedom, strength, and national pride. The design itself carries deep meaning. Lady Liberty represents hope and independence, and over the years, this design has appeared on different coins, each with its own story, rarity, and value in the collector's market. Now let's talk about the 1998 D coin. The D Mint mark stands for Denver Mint, one of the most well-known coin production facilities. Millions of coins were produced there, but here is where things get interesting. Not all coins are equal. Some coins from the same year and mint can be completely ordinary, worth only their face value. But others, due to small differences, errors, or exceptional condition, become extremely rare and highly valuable. Collectors look for several key factors. First is condition. A coin that looks almost brand new, with no scratches or wear, can be worth significantly more. These are often graded by professionals and given ratings like MS65 or higher, which can multiply their value dramatically. Second is rarity. Even if a coin was originally produced in large numbers, very few may have survived in perfect condition. Over time, coins get damaged, lost, or worn down. So a perfectly preserved 1998 D Liberty coin can become incredibly rare. Third is mint errors. This is where things become truly exciting. Sometimes during the minting process, mistakes happen. A coin might have a double strike, an off-center design, or missing details. These errors are not flaws in the collector's world, they are treasures. A rare mint error can turn a common coin into something worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now let's explore the market value. The average 1998 D coin in circulated condition might not seem special at all. It could be worth only a small amount above face value. But when you step into the high-grade and rare category, everything changes. Coins that are graded in near-perfect condition can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And when you combine rarity, condition, and a unique feature, the value can climb to extraordinary levels. There have been cases where rare Liberty coins, including those with exceptional quality or rare minting characteristics, have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Prices like $787,976 are not just numbers, they represent the peak of collector demand, historical significance, and extreme rarity. Think about that for a moment. A small piece of metal, once used in everyday transactions, becomes a prized collectible that people are willing to pay life-changing money for. This is not just about currency anymore, it is about history, art, and the thrill of discovery. Now imagine you are searching through your old coins. Each one suddenly becomes a mystery. Could this be the rare one? Could this be the coin that changes everything? That excitement is what drives collectors around the world. Another important factor is demand. The coin market is constantly changing. As more collectors become interested in Liberty coins, the demand increases, and so do the prices. Coins that were once overlooked can suddenly become highly desirable. Authentication is also crucial. With such high values, it is important to verify that a coin is genuine. Professional grading companies examine coins closely and provide certification, which adds trust and increases value in the market. Let's also talk about history again. Liberty coins are not just valuable because of rarity. They are pieces of the past. Each coin represents a specific time period, a moment in history. When you hold one, you are holding a story, a connection to a different era, and here is something even more interesting. Many valuable coins are still out there, hidden in plain sight. People spend them without realizing their worth. They sit in collections, drawers, or old jars, waiting to be discovered. So what should you do if you think you have a rare 1998 Liberty coin? First, do not rush to sell it. Take time to examine it carefully. Look for details, check its condition, and compare it with known rare varieties. If it looks promising, consider getting it professionally graded. Also remember, patience is key. The value of coins can increase over time. What might be worth a few hundred today could be worth much more in the future. This journey into the world of Liberty coins shows us something powerful. Value is not always obvious. Sometimes, the most ordinary objects can turn out to be extraordinary. So next time you see a coin, do not ignore it. Look closely. Study it. Because you never know, that small piece of metal in your hand could be a hidden treasure worth thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that is the beauty of coin collecting. It is not just about money. It is about discovery, history, and the thrill of finding something truly rare.